Hi, everybody. Thank you very much. My name is Steven Ajayi. I'm the technical lead for the dApp audit team at Hacking. I have about 10 years of experience in offensive and defensive security, with a more focus on the offensive side of security. In the past, I've engaged governmental parastatals on forensic engagement and also writing engagements with the police force. In the spare time, I write enjoying script to poke around the blockchain. I also write fictional content that I share with my family and friends. All right, so the primary objective of this talk is to remind us of the importance of adopting proactive security approaches in Web3 security as we are building in the space. So before we dive in, I would like to tell you a little bit about our company. At Hacking, we're a global cybersecurity company dedicated to helping organization carry out security audits. So like dApp audit, smart contract audit, layer 1 audit, and so on. We pride ourselves as the security bodies to our client, making sure that your security auditing process is actually seamless by becoming part of your project and ensuring that there's no master key that can break your lock. So to keep our clients safe and sound, we offer a range of platforms like the Hacking.io, which is our main website where you can find the portfolio of all the services we render. Then the Hacking Proof, which is our bug bounty platform. The CER.live, our security rating platform, Extractor, our smart contract monitoring and incident response platform. Then the Hacking AI, which is our native token. So let's dive in. So just like Web2 technologies, Web3 is not a standalone component as we know it. It has different layers with each having their own advantages and disadvantages. But most time when we talk about Web3 security, we merely focus on the smart contract security, which is actually part of the application layer, but there's also other layers like the data layer, application layer, network layer, and so on. So no layer in the blockchain is actually immune to security issues. In other words, all layers can actually be hacked. For example, the infrastructure layer is the home to virtual machines, services, messages, and much more, whether you're hosting it on-premise or in the cloud. So this layer runs on operating systems like your Linux and Windows, which is prone to 0 days vulnerability. Plus, we also have to watch out for denial of service attack that can crash your system due to resource overload. There's also the application layer, and this is where you interact with your smart contracts, your APIs, your wallet, your bridges, and so on. And this is actually the easiest and the most common target because it is directly accessible to users and attacker, and issues range from smart contract vulnerability to phishing attack to access control issue. So because Web3 still relies heavily on Web2, so it also inherits Web2 security issues like the OAuth Stop 10 for mobile, web application, API, and so on. So each of these layers have their own unique security challenges, even with the numerous security benefits the blockchain is bringing to us, because humans are in charge of all these layers, and humans still remain the greatest threat to security. So no matter how secure the ecosystem is, its security is still dependent on the mindset of the architect. So some people might have the idea that since blockchain is running, since your application is running on the blockchain, it's 100% safe, right? But we need to debunk this myth. So, okay. All right, so it's actually a common belief that blockchain is impervious to attack by nature. Yes, blockchain does offer security features like the decentralization, but it is not immune to security vulnerabilities. In fact, the decentralized structure actually introduced new challenges. For example, let's say a majority of nodes in your ecosystem is being compromised. The entire system integrity can also be at risk. So there's also the concern about the flaws in the underlying code, that's a smart contract, or the protocol which can be exploited by attackers. So another core promise of the blockchain is that of its immutability, which means that once data is recorded, it cannot be altered. But this feature can also be a downside in security. I mean, if there's a vulnerability in the smart contract, an attacker can devise exploits to exploit this vulnerability. They could cut away with millions of dollars, and the damage cannot be undone. And this is why thorough auditing and secure code practices is actually crucial before you deploy to the mainnet. Another contrary belief is that the blockchain is the Wild West where we can do anyhow we like, but the blockchain is not actually a lawless frontier. In fact, in DeFi and some lending protocol, there are robust regulatory compliance mechanisms that is being built into the technology. Users are subjected to know your customer and anti-money laundering protocol when you're registering from some of these applications. So, and this ensures that your transactions are transparent and auditable, and it's also providing like a comprehensive audit trail for the application. So now, blockchain, we already know that it holds immense potential. It's also crucial for us to understand its limitation and also the vulnerability. Now that we have debunked this myth, I think it is fair we look at the current threat landscape in the Web3 ecosystem. So in the Web3, the focal point for cybercrime right now and threats is magnified due to the inherent transparency and the interconnectedness of blockchain technologies. Just like an attacker can look for security vulnerabilities in an application and external network assets, in Web3, they find flaws in smart contracts. And once a vulnerability is being identified in smart contracts, attacker can cut away the millions, right? Then there's also the issue of social engineering attack. It's actually a concern across all cyber domain. It's not just blockchain. But in Web3, the tactics have actually evolved because of the financial incentive behind smart contract and blockchain as a whole. So attackers frequently use social media platforms to manipulate the market sentiment or trick users into revealing their private keys, right? Then there's also the issue of insider threats in the decentralized environment. Just like the centralized environment, when the threat actor can be like a malicious insider, feeding external threat actor information about your system, about your application. In Web3, internal threats can be, it can range from the project founder to developers, even governance token holders that have influence over a project direction. So these insiders can actually exploit their assets for personal gain, affecting not only a single organization, but the entire ecosystem linked via smart contract and shared protocol. There's also the issue of denial of service attack, which is also relevant in Web 2, but also in Web 3, because denial of service attack can be directed to key infrastructure node that is running, for example, public blockchain access point or decentralized finance platform. And these attacks are aimed to disrupt services, manipulate market position, or erode trust in the platform stability. Then the whole concept of blockchain has to do with interconnected protocol, and the integration of multiple protocols increase systemic risk. So a vulnerability in one protocol can have like a knock-on effect on another. So especially in DeFi space, whereby protocols are often conceivably linked. So there's also the human error, echoing the broader cybersecurity trend. Humans still remain a significant risk factor in the Web3 space, right? According to several reports, a substantial percentage of security breaches are due to user mistakes, such as mistakes in smart contracts, misconfiguration in infrastructure, your wallet, or failure to securely manage your private keys, and so on, right? And this actually underscores the need for user education and the need for us, for builders in the Web3 space to build foolproof system design in decentralized application. Now, if this gets you thinking, how secure am I, then I think your head is in the right space. The strategic approach will be to start rating your current security level, right? On a scale of 1 to 10, where is my organization at? I tell you, knowing that it's a 1 is absolutely fine, but 0 can be disastrous. So you want to start by assessing your current security practices and against the industry best practices like maybe the CIS benchmark. And this is going to give you like a visuals of the gap that is present in your estate. So with this knowledge at hand, you can then determine and plan actionable steps to close them. So one of the ways organizations do assess their security posture is by carrying out security audits. So, and that is actually the traditional approach, right? It involves conducting security audits like maybe dApp audit, smart contract audit, and so on, which is going to actually look for potential security issues in your application. So typically, this strategy actually involves you either using your internal team or an external security company like Hacking. While the usage of internal team it can be effective sometimes, but it's crucial to engage an external auditor who offers a fresh perspective, similar to how an attacker is going to view your organization, is going to view and test your application. Because, attackers have all the time in the whole world, and they have several tools they can use to test your application that you might not have internally, but external auditors also have. So utilizing both automated and manual approach to look for security is actually a way to go by conducting your security audit via external auditor. So while this approach is actually great, but given the complex of the evolving threats in the Web3 space, it's actually essential for us to rethink our security approach, right? Because there are new improvements in the space every day, and given the diverse of sophisticated threats and smart contract vulnerabilities, just in the early hour of today, Velcor custom product smart contract got hacked for, I think, about $10 million. So there's always rising several security issues, like there's also the issue of social engineering attack, and attackers come up with really great pretexts to actually exploit users. So as organizations, developers, and security teams, we need to adopt proactive approach to stay ahead of our security game. And to beat an attacker, you have to actually think like an attacker, and you have to even think more than an attacker. So there's a need for innovative approach. So to your amusement, one of the innovative approach we can actually adopt is the assume breach approach. And it encourages organizations to actively simulate attack through red teaming exercise and purple teaming exercise to test not just your defenses, but the effectiveness of your incident response strategy. So this is similar to like carrying out a fire drill. It's not only about just testing your defenses, right? It's making sure that you're ready whenever a security breach actually occurs. So it's making sure that your organization response is very swift, effective, and well practiced. Then another thing is every organization actually require a log management system that is going to give you real-time insight into your organization. It's going to give you like a comprehensive view of your organization, right? The extractor is a hacking Web3 SIEM that provides continuous smart contract monitoring correlated with user behavioral activities that is going to give your organization a view to detect and respond to anomalies before they evolve into full-blown breaches. So in assuming this, in adopting this assume breach approach, you are not just cultivating a security-centric culture, but you're shifting your organization mindset from if a breach is actually going to happen to when the breach actually happens. So this is actually going to, in turn, foster continuous improvement in security practices and your approach. So yeah, another approach is actually the zero trust approach. This approach is actually initially developed by Forrester and pivot on a single principle: never trust, always verify. Right? The concept behind this zero trust approach is that at every point you need multiple layers of security, serious authentication, and also access control mechanism has to be implemented. But before you can secure your data, the first thing you need to do is you need to identify and classify your data, right? You need to know what your data is and where they are, right? In Web3, this might involve understanding what pieces of data are actually critical to your organization. Then you apply classification to them based on their importance and sensitivity. Then the next thing is to actually carry out data mapping. This might involve various teams in your organization, like your network engineers or your application developer, which can give you like a comprehensive view of how data flows in your network. This is going to help you identify those critical data points that can become vulnerable, and then you can apply stringent access control on them. Then up next, you need to design your network with strict policies, right? You can't be running a flat network, right? So in Web3, this might mean that you're setting up some private blockchain environment or specific nodes, right, with enhanced security mechanism. Zero trust approach is all about multiple layers of security, stringent access control that should only be granted based on explicit needs. This means that you are setting up policies that is going to determine who can access what and under what condition. There's also the continuous monitoring. Actually, I cannot overemphasize the importance of log management in Web3 because you need something that is going to give you like real-time surveillance to detect and respond to anomalies as they occur in Web3 space. There are a lot of strategies actually. This is an open invitation if you want to learn more about these strategies. There are more specific advanced strategies that can be tailored to your approach based on the kind of application you have internally and based on your environment, the kind of environment you're running. So next thing I'm going to be talking about MetaMask Snap just briefly. This is just like an add-on presentation based on the security research we carried out on MetaMask Snap. So as the great philosopher in Spider-Man, Uncle Ben once said, with great power comes great responsibility. I say with new technology comes new risk. So MetaMask are extensions that enhance, MetaMask Snap are extensions that enhance the MetaMask functionality. So they allow you to carry out custom operation within the wallet through the isolated JavaScript environment. So they allow you like enable interaction with different blockchain network, expanding the MetaMask RPC API. And this is achieved using the secure ECMAScript script, which is the isolated JavaScript environment in your browser. So the Snap has 3 layers of security. The first one is the isolated layer, which makes sure that your Snap actually operates within a confined area, within a virtual space. And this prevents the Snap from interfering with other Snap because you can have more than one Snap connected to your MetaMask wallet. Then there's the lava mode, which is actually another security feature that is designed to protect against supply chain attack, right? And for example, in an instance where malicious code is being inserted into trusted component, it controls what the code can actually do so that it won't be able to carry out unauthorized action to any network request or unauthorized action to your private keys. Then the last layer is the secure ECMAScript, which further tightens the security of your MetaMask Snap. Then it has 3 main features. The lockdown, which freezes JavaScript objects to prevent tampering. Then the compartment, which makes sure that your MetaMask is not functioning beyond its own virtual space. Then there's also the endowment that provides control resources that is tailored to each Snap's need. So the security feature actually work hand in hand to provide a robust security framework for MetaMask Snap and make sure that the Snap is actually reliable within your MetaMask wallet. So there are different types of MetaMask Snap. There's the API Lab Snap, which is integrated with MetaMask to provide AI protection against crypto scam. It also does some sort of monitoring and alerting. Then there's also the Multi-X Snap, which is an add-on to MetaMask that help you import the Multiverse X wallet into your MetaMask so that you can use it to carry out transactions. So even though the MetaMask has their own unique security layers, most times mistake happens in development and security audit is actually crucial. And for you to even be able to integrate your Snap to MetaMask, you have to carry out a security audit. So there's been a lot of security concern that has been reported by prominent audit companies like Hacking, and this is actually due to mistakes actually made by developers during development. So one of them is this checksum on the integrity undermined. So this is the cryptography checksum is just like a digital fingerprint for your file. It helps make sure that the file has not been tampered with. So if an attacker changes this fingerprint without being noticed, they can add bad code into it, and you would not even know that the code has been added. So another issue is the Snap execution timeout. For example, if the Snap takes too long to do their job sometimes, they can hog the computer network resources and might slow down your computer and might even cause like little denial of service in the browser. Then there's the issue of flaw in sandbox security. Sandbox is the safe space where your MetaMask snap is actually functioning. So if there's a problem with this sandbox, bad actor can actually break out of it and access critical functions, which you definitely don't want to happen. Then there's the issue of inconsistent user verification process that has to do with authentication and authorization flaws. If these authentication and authorization processes are not done properly, attacker can actually use them to gain access to your private keys and maybe control other sensitive information. So, and a way to detect, this is just some of the issues, there are lots more, and a way to detect them is actually by carrying out security audits before, or by making sure that the snap you're integrating into your MetaMask snap is actually audited before you're using them. Then another important thing we need to know about MetaMask snap is everything about MetaMask snap is all about permission, right? So as a user, whenever you want to integrate any snap into your MetaMask wallet, you need to make sure that you check the kind of permission that has been given to that MetaMask snap, right? There are some permissions like snap get BIP 44 entropy and snap get BIP 32 entropy, which can give for example, if there's a malicious snap that's using this permission and you integrate them to your MetaMask wallet, they can give the MetaMask snap ability to retrieve your key pairs and your private keys. So and definitely it's going to lead to loss of funds. Another permission you need to look at is the endowment transaction insight, right? And this is going to give a malicious snap insight into transaction before approval. And this is going to result in a front-running attack. So this permission should actually not be granted unless they are absolutely necessary for the snap to function properly. So to enhance security, as developers, you need to make sure that the permission you're giving to your snap via the snap.manifest.json file is actually needed, and if they are not necessary, there's no point using it. And as users, you need to make sure that you check this snap's permission to make sure that they're absolutely required by the extension, or else you're going to be introducing security vulnerabilities into your MetaMask wallet. For more information about MetaMask Snap, there's a link on the slide, which has to do with our hacking Snap security research, and also the link to MetaMask security guidelines, and a blog I love so much about MetaMask Snap by Bruno and Kiri. All right, so no matter how minute or tiny this technology is, they come with their own security unique vulnerabilities, and we need to remember that security is not a one-time thing, and we need to adopt proactive approach towards security and continuously monitor our assets to stay ahead of the attacker. So having this in mind is going to increase our security appetite and foster continuous security within our organization. So we need to stay vigilant and stay ready. So for a comprehensive audit, if you're looking at introducing proactive approaches based on your organization or based on the assets you have online, you can reach out to us via our website and via our socials. Thank you for your attention. All right, do we have any question? Okay.
Yeah, thank you. I wonder if there is a tool for monitoring smart contracts. So can you suggest some?
Yes, there's a tool, Extractor. Extractor is a tool that gives you real-time insight into your smart contracts, maybe the critical functions, and also respond to incidents on the go. So yeah, there are others like Forta and so on, but at Ajayi we have our own tool, which is the Extractor. All right, thank you very much.